Welcome to another episode of Battle Basics. This is our 4th episode. And today's episode, guess what? We lost again. And at what point do you fight enough of one thing and you realize I have no counters to it? I have to edit the team. I have to rethink of how I'm going about these matches in order to try to get over these walls, get over these counters. So Metagross is a big challenge for me. You will see it in this battle here, and we try everything we can to get over it. But we spend more time this episode going over some potential calculations on a new member to the team, and we'll have that new member in on next episode. But enjoy the battle, enjoy the learning process, and yeah, have a good time. Over to Battle David. And welcome in. You're here with Battle David again. It's always Battle David. Battle David's putting on all the work here, I gotta say. Intro David and Calc David have got nothing on Battle David. Anyway, well, I played some games this morning. It was the PC. This was the last day of the PC, of the Players' Cup 3. I did pretty well. I did actually a lot better than I thought I would. My last tournament I ever played was in Dallas Regional in January. There, I went 50-50. Exactly. I was actually exactly half of the total player, and I thought that was really cool. I was like, hey, good job me, you know, that's a fine benchmark to make. I want to see if I can improve that. Can I go above 50%? And this time I did, for the Players' Cup at least. I think my last ending score was 19-14. I didn't even finish all my matches, but it was with this team here. We'll take it now in the ladder, which hopefully we can pull this team that is now well seasoned from the Players' Cup. So we're up against Morange. Good luck, have fun. Oh man, Metagross is a real challenge to this team. Whimsicott's a great support for this. I feel like Whimsicott could do fake tears and Zapdos can do a lot of damage, maybe Life Orb. There might be a Bulldoze Metagross thing happening here. I feel pretty safe just going for an Ice because I don't think anyone wants to take the Ice besides Feeny. So if I lead Glastrier, Ninetales, they might go for the fake out. I might be able to get a early kill off with Glastrier on that Rillaboom or the Landorus, really. Following in the back, Rillaboom will be able to do some damage. I am worried about the Zapdos, but I think handling the Feeny is going to be pretty important. Nihilego could do some work too with that extra speed. I do feel like Landorus could have some play here. Only, I guess, really the Urshifu and the Zapdos, but I feel like I can handle those threats with Glastrier. So let's bring Nihilego, bring Rillaboom. Because against that Feeny, we're going to have a difficult time. Oh, and don't be alarmed, I have a green hat on. I don't know where my yellow hat went. It's around here somewhere. All right, they lead Metagross and Rillaboom, which is what we were expecting, that kind of like Bulldoze turn 1 Dynamax weakness policy thing. Weakness policy is going to hurt for sure. If we can get a Roarveil up though, then they don't go for Bulldoze and we can take out Rillaboom. If they do go for Fake Out, we won't get up a Roarveil. They won't get up weakness policy either. So we'll be in a bit more of a commanding position that way. So I feel pretty safe here, just baiting the Fake Out if I can. I will go a Roarveil. They either Fake Out or they won't. And I'm going to Icicle Crash Rillaboom. They do go for the Metagross though. They're probably going for that Bulldoze. Depending on how fast Rillaboom is, it's probably very fast. Maybe I would have been better off not going for the Aurora Veil, but going for an Icy Wind to slow down Rillaboom to maybe be undersped by last year. That could be another alternative lead here. Maybe that would have been the better spot, but I mean, then again, I think Rillaboom even at -1 could outspeed Glastrier. We'll have to see that. That's one for the calcs. We can just check what's Rillaboom's speed based on last year. All right, it's stat David. It's stat David. It's calculating David. It's calculations David here because Tack David asked me to. Now, before we get started, I want to look at this article I've showed up from IGN. It just quickly kind of shows that stats increases affect differently than stat decreases. Let me just pull this up a little closer here. If you increase on like a first one, let's say like coaching adds 1 stage of attack and 1 stage of attack. I'm sorry, 1 of attack, 1 of defense. That means your stat is going up 50%, or it's a multiplier of 1.5. Takes your current stat and adds another half. So if you're at 100, now you're at 150. And then second stage it goes to 100%, third is 150, and so on and so on. It's not the same exact clear-cut drops when it happens to a stat drops. So for instance, the first one, which we're talking about in relation to this video, was a Icy Wind dropping the speed of Rillaboom. It would not drop it in half. It would actually drop it about 33%, or timesing it by 0.666. With that knowledge, let's go back over to the Donde está? There we are. Damage calc. Here we have Glastrier versus Rillaboom. Let's say that he has no speed investment and neither do I, but we're both sitting at like 31. Let's say we're all perfect stat. My stat's 45 here in the bottom corner, and his stat's 105. So if we quickly, let me just pull up a calculator. 105 times that 0.666, like we mentioned, Brings us down to roughly 70, if not between 68 and 70, which means even at -1, he only goes down a third of his speed, and he would still outspeed me. So that would not be a great play. The whole icy wind out so that he's slower and I can maybe get like a hit off with Glacier first. That would not have happened unless I potentially had some speed investment, which I don't. And they, you know, also were like the slowest they could be. Maybe if they were actually the slowest they could be, yeah, we might be able to pull it off, but we're not. So that was not the play. That wouldn't have worked. That wouldn't have changed anything. Now that that calc is done, we're back in here with Glastrier. He does go for the fake out. Okay, so we will get an attack boost off from this Rillaboom, and he's probably gonna just take out Ninetales here. Get a defense boost. Yeah, good call. Fake out, double up. Not bad. We lose Ninetales, but they lose Rillaboom and potentially their weakness policy setter. And I do have, yeah, I'm like, what do I have? I mean, Metagross is just such a threat to me. I feel like something else needs to be in place here to handle Metagross. Zapdos is actually not bad. Besides his ice that Metagross can often carry. He resists steel, can't get hit with the ground, has its own fire moves back to him, hits on the special side. There's a few options there. I do have my own Rillaboom. I could go for knockoff. I just don't remember if knockoff procs weakness policy or not, because it is a dark move. Let's find out. So normally weakness policy will activate when a super effective move takes place. Now dark would be super effective against Metagross's psychic type, but the essence of the move is to knock off the item. So does knockoff activate weakness policy before knocking it off, or will it knock it off and not access weakness policy? I'm not sure. Let's find out. This is a water Urshifu. Would love to get that Grassy Glide into a Homeboy, but I think knocking off the Metagross is a bit more important at this time. And I'm going to go for the Steel Spike, hopefully to get some much needed defense on the Urshifu here. He could protect. He could attack. I mean, I think a double up into Glacier could probably potentially take out Glastrier. He goes for the detect. That's fine. That's not good. That's that Ice Punch I was talking about. I don't think we can live that. Oh, we live it! Baby! Knock off. What's going to happen? Oh, it does proc weakness policy. Okay, so now we know. Don't knock off into something that can proc weakness policy, for it will proc weakness policy. Now I can return kill Urshifu here. He can probably swap into something like the Zapdos. It's probably his better bet, but I think that Metagross is going to do a lot of damage. So we're going to have to Grassy Glide into the Urshifu. He could Aqua Jet. I don't know who'd be faster. I think Aqua Jet would. Because he's just naturally faster. Oh, that's a tricky one. And again, I'm in a position where there's a weakness policy up Metagross, and I, don't have Feeny on the field for Haze. Try to Grassy Glide this thing, and do what we can here. His defense boost is already going to be ridiculous, but let's just try to get. I mean, do we go for this and maybe get an attack off? What's he going to swap into if he does? Nothing else really wants to take an ice. He kind of resists it, but if we don't kill it, we could get an attack boost, which might come in handy down the line. Aqua Jet, yeah. And I don't even think that's going to kill him. Baby. Okay, so now I do wish I went for max fighting to boost up Rillaboom on the return. +2 attack into Glacier. That's so much damage. Ugh. Defense boost. He's up, what, +2, and then Hail set. This is not going to do much at all. Oh, man. And I mean, they're both too slow. Such a struggle, man. Such a struggle. I gotta find something else to counter Metagross with. I just don't have enough. I don't have anything here. On my team currently. I think Colossal could be interesting, because then I could still play the Meteor Beam card if I wanted to. I wouldn't have the weakness policy kind of like set the Colossal likes to do, but it's something. Steam Engine, weakness policy, max fire into Metagross maybe. We'll have to do some calcs, like what's the best option for us. Let's Meteor Beam the Zapdos here. He could just protect and then Iron Head Neoligo. And that's like likely. But I don't think we're gonna get anything away with yeah, I mean +2 defense is just horrendous. So I mean, we could try. He could go for Nihilego and we could try here, and then close combat here, then we lose our defenses. Icicle Crash, maybe. No, it's not very effective. I think our best bet is a close combat. Let's go for the Icicle Crash into this guy. I don't know. This might be, maybe I needed to double up. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I bet this would have killed Zapdos, and he didn't protect, so yeah, I probably should have killed Zapdos here just to give us a chance, but an Iron Head at +2 is taking out Nihilego anyway. It's taking out anyone, so all he has to do is hit Iron Head. So let's see what this would have done to that Metagross. Oh, maybe the double up would have been it, but then I think Zapdos could just return. Yeah, return, kill us. Yeah, Glacier's taken out, and now an Iron Head gets us. That's a bummer. Yeah, good game, good set. Metagross is so powerful. You know, it's like you gotta avoid proccing its own weakness policy. You have to avoid the things that can proc it for itself. I have Haze on the Feeny, which does help, but really didn't feel good coming in on that mat. What did they have? Rillaboom, Zapdos, and Metagross? 3 things that all can pretty much handle Feeny. So Feeny's not good to be in that spot, yet it was the only thing with Haze to potentially, you know, get rid of those stat boosts. So I think this team does need a little bit of a rework. At least something has to be on the field to handle Metagross, because me just not being able to handle it with a threat on the field, resist some hits, deal back some damage, is really not putting me in any winning position here. Something we could look at is that Colossal, see how that would fit on the field. I actually think for the next episode of Battle Basics, we're going to have to take us to Showdown. Another incredible resource that you use to build your teams online on a web browser and play with people in these quicker matches. You can quickly edit your teams without putting all the emphasis and time on one team and building it in-game. You can make quick adjustments. So we'll do that next episode. Subscribe if you like for more. And yeah, these are fun. I enjoy this. I have now done 4 episodes and I've lost every single one, but we're getting better. We're making these changes. We're making these improvements, and we're being critical about the plays that we make and how to get better. So follow along for more. Thank you for watching. Bye.